Hello, welcome to the Ogtv comprehensive news package for the day. My name is Adewale Dusumu. The highlights. Federal government soon to complete airport project at Wasimi. Political campaigns in Ogun State on the increase as theatre practitioners advocate violence-free elections. Opposition candidate Felix Tshisekedi wins DR Congo's presidential election. The men who succeed are the efficient few. They are the few who have the ambition and willpower to develop themselves. The ongoing federal government airport project, accompanied by a 10-lane road in Wasimi area of Ewikoro local government of Ogun State, will be completed very soon. Senator Ibikuli Amusu gave the assurance during his senatorial words toward campaign tour of Ewikoro local government. Senator Amusu, while seeking people's support for his Ogun Central senatorial ambition, also urged the electorate to vote for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari. Kola Oliosho covered the campaign tour, and his report is presented in this package.
After the flag of campaign of his ambition to represent people of Ogun Central Senatorial District under the platform of the All Progressives Congress, Senator Ibikuli Amusu commenced the senatorial word-to-word campaign into 10 wards of the Ewikoro local government area of the state. The campaign tour started with a visit to Obadaoko, Ward 10, where Senator Ibikuli Amusu was welcomed with enthusiasm. Leaders of the party speak on the need to vote for Senator Ibikuli Amusu and for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari come February 16. Senator Ibikuli Amusu urges them to speak with one voice and not allow every politician to deceive them.
We will not take our people for granted. We will still go around and remind ourselves the need why we must all come out to vote. It's not just my election, no. The very first one that we must all do is the one for President Muhammadu Buhari. That same day, you are going to vote for me by the grace of God. I want all of you to come out very well, to come and vote for us.
The campaign train thereafter moved to Oworo, Ward 9, where he also met with people of the area, including traditional rulers, who pledged their support for him.
And we are totally behind him because he's a son of the soil. You know, he's my son, so I'm totally behind him for the Senate. My people and myself, we are behind him, and God is behind him.
He contested here in 2003 to go to the Senate and he won. Yes or no? Yes! He's here again. I believe he's just here to say hi to you. He's not here to campaign. Ordinarily, if he sits in Abeokuta and asks you people to vote for him, you will vote for him. And this time around, I want you to win them overwhelmingly.
Senator Amusu enjoins them not to sell out their PVC, while urging those that are yet to collect theirs to do so.
We need to keep our PVC. Those that are yet to collect, INEC is going to all the world. Please go to your ward and collect. If for you to say you should bring your PVC, send them away. They are not truthful, they are criminals because they are not giving you any money, they just want to take your PVC away. So don't give your PVC to anybody. Your PVC is your power. It's that power that you have to select to choose who you want to lead you.
Things were the same at Wasimi Ward, as Oluwasimi of Wasimi Oba Babatunde Osuntogun led people of the area to welcome their son into their midst.
Governor Ibikunle Amosu, you are an indefatigable leader, a lawmaker par excellence, a political juggernaut. Is he not demonstrating that presently in this Nigeria?
Senator Amosu assured them of federal government's commitment to complete the ongoing airport in Wasini.
This airport is federal government airport. We as a state, we are facilitating it, we are creating an environment for them to thrive. And that's why we are doing our best. By the time this airport is full, I'm saying it, there is Canada here, you will be best to happen. In the whole of this our nation, and even probably in the West African sub-region. So that is what we are doing. We are not just doing anything. You know us.
He also urged youths not to allow politicians to use them as agents of destruction during the forthcoming elections.
The campaign tour of Senator Ibikunle Amosu for his election to the Senate from Ogun Central Senatorial District continues on Friday, 11th January 2019. The tour will take Governor Amosu and his supporters in the All Progressives Congress APC to various wards in Obafemi Wode local government area. This will continue in the same local government area on Saturday, 12th January 2019. The senatorial election campaign tour of Senator Amosu will reach all the local government areas within the Ogun Central Senatorial District. Construction of rural road network, economic development, as well as women and youth empowerment will form part of the cardinal objectives of the Allied People's Movement, APM, in the next dispensation of governance in Ogun State. Gubernatorial candidate of the party, Honorable Adekunle Abdulkabir Akinlade, stated this in Yewa South local government area of the state in continuation of the statewide campaign tour. Peter Falomo reports.
Continuation of its campaign tour, the campaign train of the Allied People's Movement, APM Ogun State, proceeded to meet with party loyalists at the 10 wards in Yewa South local government area. Expectedly, the APM governorship candidate, Honorable Adekunle Akinlade, led other team members to pay homage to the Olobi of Ilobi, Oba Adedotun Ajibade, for his royal blessings.
I tell you something, it becomes a debt. So so you think I avoid people? No, because I know once I say it, I can't sleep anymore. It becomes a debt. So this one I have told you that this rural roads will do, and that la machine go along. Keba fani afani. I think she will hala Okerija, Erija, Ilobi Eredo Road, which is a 9-kilometer road, U-shape. 9 kilometers to serve 4 communities because we are already there. It is the highest thing to achieve.
While addressing party faithful at Ilobi Erinja Ward, Owode Wards 1 and 2, Honorable Akinlade assured the people that there will be a facelift in socio-economic development of the area. At Agilete and Okeodon wards, prayers were offered for Honorable Adekunle Akinlade for a successful gubernatorial race in the forthcoming governorship election. Some of the people in the area speak about the person of the Ogun APM governorship candidate.
Akinlade àbí ọmọ wa ni òun làwọn máa bá lọ Ọlọ́run á nìyẹn ó débẹ̀.
Tí mo rí ní nǹkan àmúyẹ lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀ ni pé ó jó lótìtọ́ torí ìgbà tó wá ṣe títì ọ̀nà bàbá òyìnbó yẹn gbogbo wa ló bá sọ̀rọ̀ ó sì bá a sọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo tó sọ ń gbà yẹn gbogbo ẹ̀ ló sì ṣe.
In his address, Honorable Adekunle Abdulkabir Akinlade says he will ensure that the yearnings of the people in the area of human capacity development are met if he is given the mantle to lead Ogun State. The APM candidate thereafter enjoins the people to make their votes count with their permanent voter cards, PVCs. The Allied People's Movement campaign train moves to other wards in Yewa South local government area of the state. Peter Falomo, Ogtv News.
As the clock ticks towards the general elections, Nigerians have been advised to eschew violence and perform their civic duties by voting their choice candidates to further engender democracy and good governance in Nigeria and Ogun State in particular. Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Taiwo Adeoluwa, gave the advice in Abeokuta at a road show organized by members of the Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Producers Association of Nigeria, TAMPAN, to sensitize residents on the need to actively participate and vote wisely during the elections. Barrister Adeoluwa, while commending the organizers for the initiative, noted that it will go a long way in consolidating the efforts of government and other stakeholders at ensuring a successful and violence-free elections.
ká mú dání ká lè ṣe ẹ̀tọ́ ká ṣe ètò dára gbogbo wa ti rí bí òkúta ṣe rí ní ọdún mẹ́jọ sẹ́yìn kò lọ sọmọdé ní wa Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run.
The roadshow, which took off from Iyano Mortuary, took them through Ijayi, Shakpo, Itoku to the Obaodeleye Park in Shokori, where the Tempians president, Bolaji Amusho, known as Mr. Latin, Odunlade Adekola, Aviz Oyetoru, popularly called Saka, and Tunji Bamishimi, among others, addressed the people. All the speakers emphasized that the rally was not in support of any particular candidate or party and urged the people to vote for candidates that will continue with the transformation, progress, and peace currently being witnessed across the state. There is a systematic failure in the nation's polity that needs to be fixed by an all-inclusive efforts of Nigerians, irrespective of political, religious or ethnic affiliations. This was the crux of contributions of discussant on an Ogtv current affairs program, Democratic Path. Primate Shola Shitu, a public commentator, and Ganiu Ogunsawu, a legal practitioner, while speaking on political campaign and hate speech. The deal also emphasized the need for eligible voters to have absolute freedom from threats and all sorts of compulsion in the process of exercising the franchise.
To get hate speech, campaign of calumny out of the way, we have to shut the system because there is a systemic failure. And if we must fix it, it must be by all and sundry. It goes beyond the political party to do that. Because you want to respect the laws of your party, the norms of your party, ideologies of your party, that cannot supersede what we need as a country. So it is until we come to all-inclusive. Let the man Atiku come down, join the government, let this one join the government, then we bring it together, cage it together, cook it together, then we fine-tune how we want to fix the system. That will be very close to restructuring. But it is not restructuring in itself.
We are looking at a Nigeria where electorate will be allowed, will be guided by their conscience. Will be allowed the absolute freedom and the power of an electorate. Then again, the family unit. The family has vital role to play in bringing up the leaders of tomorrow. So that everybody will become aware of what hate speech is all about. We need that national orientation.
They also charged the National Orientation Agency, NOA, to brace up to the task of properly and adequately educating voters to avoid ethnic, tribal, and monetary influence while performing their civic responsibility. State governors under the All Progressives Congress APC were absent at the inaugural meeting of the Presidential Campaign Council held at the State House in Abuja. The meeting was attended by President Muhammadu Buhari and the national leader of the party, Senator Bola Tinubu, and other members. President Buhari, who addressed the opening session, said the meeting was convened to consider an approved structure and operation modalities of the Campaign Council. The meeting considered the proposal for the structure and operational modalities of the council.
There is no doubt that victory is with us. It is ours. But that shouldn't mean we should rest even for a moment. Even though we are confident of winning, I urge you to work as hard as you can so that we can maximize the scale and extent of our victory. Rise to the challenge of the great expectations this party and Nigerians have for you and the confidence that I personally have in the ability of all of you to deliver. I would like to appeal to you to dedicate and commit yourself once again to the task at hand. You are the cream of the party, and I assure you that with unity of purpose and effective harmony and communication, there is no political opponent you cannot overcome.
You're watching Ogtv News. Still ahead, National Orientation Agency kicks off nationwide sensitization campaign to tackle incidents of invalid votes. Do join us for details of this and more when we return.
It's up to us, all of us. The safety of our communities is in our hands. The police need our help and support. Boko Haram threatens our lives, our future, our country. But Nigeria belongs to us. God has blessed us with this rich land. Let us protect her as we protect each other. Report any criminal activity. Call these numbers. Your call is anonymous, and it is vitally important. Your support so far has been critical. Continuing it will make all the difference between a Nigeria of the fearful and a Nigeria of the free. Protect each other, for we are not terrorists. We are Nigerians. A message from the State Security Service.
Nice to have you back. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, says it is yet to conclude consultations with its members on the possible agreement presented by the federal government. ASU President Professor Abiodun Ogunyemi, who spoke with journalists in an interview in Abuja, said the union was still consulting. It will be recalled that the Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, on Monday met with the striking lecturers at a reconciliatory meeting. Ngige said some agreement had been reached, that the federal government had released 15.4 billion naira for the payment of salary shortfalls, which was one of the major demands of the union. The minister, however, said that the fund was being worked on and will be released to ASU as soon as processes was completed. He told the striking workers to take the possible agreement reached back to their members and should get back to the federal government on Thursday, January 10, for possible call-off of the strike embarked upon since the 4th of November 2018. According to ASU President, the strike is still on. Workers of the Ogun State Local Government Service Commission have been charged to improve in their level of professionalism so as to meet the financial and economic expectations of the government. These were the submissions of speakers at a reunion and sent forth program organized for the outgoing chairman of the commission, Comrade Rotimi Rahman. Ife Shuluade's report is presented in this package.
The reunion and send forth program was held in appreciation of the contributions of the outgoing chairman of Ogun State Local Government Service Commission, Comrade Rotimi Rahman, to the development of the commission. Well-wishers alongside the permanent secretary of the commission, Mr. Abdulateef Owodeyi, and the head of local government administration, Ado-Daughter, Mrs. Olashibomi Ayorinde, praised the efforts of the outgoing chairman for his consistent approach towards developing the psychological and socio-economic values of workers in the commission through trainings and workshops. The outgoing chairman, Comrade Rotimi Rahman, in his response, appreciates member and staff of the commission for their support during his stay in office.
It's just for them to believe in the vision of the local government service of Ogun State, to equally believe in the mission of the local government service of Ogun State, and equally our core values, which are integrity, discipline, professionalism, and passion for excellence, should be their guiding principle.
Prayers were offered for the chairman, the commission, and Ogun State.
Itoku is one ancient popular market in Abeokuta, the capital city of Ogun State, synonymous with sales of Ajire fabrics of Egba people. Receiving the mission to rebuild touch of the current government in the state is the reconstruction of a modern market that will create world-class ambience for traders and by extension attract prospective buyers. In this special report, our reporter Adebola Oshomoje visited the ongoing construction of a modern Itoku market and fastened this report.
Competing favorably with the global best practices, a modern market is symbolic for proper trading and other commercial activities around the world. Itoku market dates back to centuries in the history of Egba land and remains a center of attraction when you talk about sales of the traditional Adire fabrics. Adire market in Itoku now has a new look with the ongoing construction of a modern market with world-class facilities as promised by the state government.
The Ogun State people cannot have it better. They cannot have it better. I'm a construction person with close to 20 years experience, and I've seen projects being done by state government. And I can say that this particular project has been such an impact on the people and their social economic well-being that a credit must be given to His Excellency for initiating this kind of an idea and making sure that project is funded and coming this far.
The traders appreciate government for the project.
Inú wa dùn pẹ̀lú shop tí gómìnà wa tó ń kọ́ fún wa yìí because shop tó dáa ni because nǹkan tá ti ẹ̀rù gan kọ́ la bá because nǹkan tá rí inú wa dùn gan lágbára Ọlọ́run Ọlọ́run máa bá wa ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ wọ́n á parí ẹ̀ báyìí kan tó lọ rebuild àbí continue náà ló dẹ̀ máa jẹ́ lágbára ẹni tó bá tún fi síbẹ̀ náà tó máa bá wa ṣe gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó kù lọ lógùn state lọ́lọ́run á jẹ́ kó ṣe ṣe fún wọn.
ṣọ́ọ̀bù tí wọ́n fi wá lọ́kàn balẹ̀ páwọn fẹ́ kọ́ fún wa a dẹ̀ ti rí wọ́n ti ń kọ́ a rí i pé iṣẹ́ òdúró ń bẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kó ṣàṣeyọrí wọ́n á ṣàṣeyẹ tó bá jẹ́ pé a máa gba fọ́ọ̀mù nípa ṣọ́ọ̀bù yẹn ni kán tètè sọ fún wa ibi tá a bá ti máa gba fọ́ọ̀mù yẹn ká mọ bẹ̀ ká lè tètè lọ sanwó ká lọ gba fọ́ọ̀mù.
ètò tí gómìnà wa tí mo fi tọ̀wọ̀tọ̀wọ̀ dárúkọ wọn Ìbíkúnlé Amósùn ètò tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ láti lè jẹ́ pé bóyá kí àwa tí à ń ta Kampala káwa náà ní ààyè tí ó dára tó rẹwà tó dùn wò tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n bá wa kọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀bù ìgbàlódé èyí tí a ní ìgbàgbọ́ wípé tí wọ́n bá parí ẹ̀ àwa tí wọ́n torí ẹ̀ kọ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí aládìrẹ oní Kampala àwa náà ni wọ́n máa gbé fún.
Undoubtedly, The facility will in no measure contribute to the state commerce rising profile as well as shore up internally generated revenue.
We employ close to 500 men on site on daily basis, artisans, different categories of trade, all indigenous of the town. Also, because you see, that's also that's also another part to how construction impact on the socio-economic being of the people. It's not just the byproduct itself, where people now come in and buy and sell. The construction process itself is also a huge economic stimulant for the indigenes.
The ongoing reconstruction of Adire Modern Market, Itoku, will be completed by 31st of March this year. Adebola Oshomuji, Ogtv News.
Work ethic is a set of moral principles used in various jobs to achieve goals. In every profession, work ethics is like a ground norm passed from generation to generation. Kunle Ibikunle takes a look at work ethics and the socio-economic development of the nation, especially in the civil service.
Work ethic is a moral belief that hard work and diligence have benefits and an inherent ability, virtue or value to strengthen character and individual ability. People who exhibit strong work ethic embody certain principles that guide their work behavior, leading them to produce high-quality work consistently, while output motivates them to stay on the track.
We are expected to be guided by the rules that resources that are available to you in carrying out an assignment. You must make judicious use. You must use the scarce, limited resources to make very great impact for the people. So all this one, to be able to do this, there are set rules and regulations that you must follow.
Like we have that, when you have your schedule, maybe work comes to your table, time to start and time to finish. One should always have a time goal to finish a particular work or a project. So that one should also be very important to a professional.
Without ethics in any organization, the place will be chaotic. So many things will go wrong.
The Ogun State Head of Service, Engineer Larry Bisiriyu, identifies various roles played by civil servants and policies of government that have direct work ethic, which transforms into socio-economic development of the state.
The activities of civil servants in making sure that they implement the policy of government, especially with the focus of government that Ogun State should be destination for the investors. So you will now see that while playing our roles in various areas, in agriculture, in health, in everything, we are actually growing our economy.
In their separate views, a university administrator, Professor Mrs. Chinedum Babalola, decries the level of immoral activities among youth and some parents, just as the State Head of Service, Engineer Bisiriyu, is of the view that there are laxities among some civil servants, but assures of adequate attention towards optimal performance.
When someone also pays a youth to come and write exam for another, or a youth is in the class and the teacher is dictating answers to the WAEC questions, you get what I mean? They would have paid for it. So they believe that in this country, anything you can, as long as you can bribe, you can get what you want. So it has a very damaging effect. I now know that some youths don't even know things are bad.
We identify the deficiencies, then we know what and what we have to do to ensure that they become capable. We have to ensure that they have very good human relations. You see, if it is not ready, if you cannot even do something for somebody immediately, by the time the way you talk to that person matters.
They however enjoined Nigerians to be of good moral values in their way of life so as to contribute meaningfully to the socio-economic development of the state and by extension to the country at large.
As Ogun State and the rest of the nation gear up to mark this year's Armed Forces and Remembrance Day celebration in honor of the fallen heroes who lived their lives during wars, a call has gone to Nigerians to live in harmony as there is no price too high to pay for peace when compared to the cost of war. Secretary to the State Government, Barrister Tawa Adeoluwa, who made the call in Abeokuta, warned against engaging in acts that could endanger the fragile peace of the country and also appealed to people to desist from fanning the embers of crisis. Shimilure Amore has the details.
January 15 marks Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration, an annual event organized to honor members of the Nigerian Armed Forces who laid their lives for peace and harmony of the country. Secretary to the Ogun State Government, Barrister Tawa Adeoluwa, while speaking on this essence, states that it is noteworthy that collective efforts be made to consciously care for the needs of maimed soldiers, the widows, their children, and other dependents of fallen heroes.
It's not just jamboree. It is to draw attention to these heroes, to men and women of the armed forces who paid this sacrifice to keep the nation together. And of course, to remember the wounded, to remember the families of those who have gone beyond, to let them know that they will not be forgotten in any way. This is our tradition of Ogun State. We are proud to identify with the efforts of our government.
Chairman Nigerian Legion, Ogun State Chapter, Comrade Oloyedeta Ofik, while speaking on the preparation for this year's events, states that it is important to honor the fallen heroes and that the celebration serves as a painful reminder of the perils of war.
Nigerians should not celebrate the fallen heroes only on the 15th January every year, but they should celebrate them always because they died defending us. They died for us to live. They died to make our better tomorrow.
The State Vice Chairman, Nigerian Legion, Mr. Fatai Shodikwo, calls on Nigerians to assist the families of the fallen heroes that lost their lives in efforts to foster the harmony currently enjoyed in the country.
For those of us who are still remain, who fought the war, who witnessed the war, and knows what Nigeria was then and today, we have to be giving glory to Almighty God that there is a lot of progress between the country.
They also urge Nigerians to work towards sustaining the peace of the nation to ensure sustainable development. Shemilore Amore, Ogtv News.
Meanwhile, the 2019 Armed Forces and Remembrance Day celebration will kick off in Ogun State with special Jumat service on Friday, 11th January at the Central Mosque, Kobiti, Abeokuta at 1 in the afternoon. The interdenominational church service will hold on Sunday, 13th January 2019 at the Cathedral of St. Peter, Abeokuta at 10 in the morning. The Governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibekunle Amusu, will lead other top government functionaries, traditional rulers, and other distinguished invitees to grace the event. The grand finale comes up on Tuesday, 15th January at the Arcade Ground, Governor's Office, Okemoso, Abeokuta, at 10 in the morning with a parade by the armed forces, plays, and laying of wreaths in honor of the fallen heroes. All invited guests, top government functionaries, and civil servants are to be seated 30 minutes before the commencement of the event. The National Orientation Agency, NOA, has flagged off a nationwide sensitization campaign to tackle the incidence of invalid and void votes in the 2019 general elections. NOA Director General Garba Abari explained that the campaign was necessary as about 3 million invalid and void votes were recorded in the 2015 presidential elections. He told a gathering at an event to launch the campaign in Owerri, the Imo State capital, that the figure outnumbered the difference between the votes of the winner and the runner-up in the poll. Mr. Barry identified the incidence of voided votes as a matter of concern to stakeholders in the country. as the number of voided votes was so high in most cases that it could sway the results of elections. He was hopeful that the prevailing occurrence can be brought to its minimal level with the nationwide campaign against void votes. The NOA boss said aside from the challenges of void votes, the agency was also concerned about the issue of vote buying and selling. He warned that this can derail the nation's democratic process if not tackled through mass sensitization and awareness creation. Mr. Barry noted that the 2019 election has the highest number of presidential candidates and political parties in the history of the polls in Nigeria. According to him, this will affect the size and length of the ballot paper, therefore making voter education on invalid votes very important. Governor Ibikuli Amusu of Ogun State has taken his senatorial campaign tour to Imosan Ward, Elere, Onigbedu and Ashayobo wards in Iwikoro local government area of the state, which is one of the local government under Ogun Central Senatorial District. Governor Amusu spoke about the ongoing international airport in the axis and when completed said will open the area to foreign investors. Governor's office correspondent Bumi Adigun completes the story.
The race for the National Assembly in Ogun Central has begun. The governor of Ogun State, Senator Ibikuli Amusu, is seeking to go and represent the people of Ogun Central, which comprises Iwekoro, Odeda, Obafemi Owode, Ifo, Abeokuta North and Abeokuta South local governments under the All Progressives Congress, APC. The campaign is starting from Iwekoro local government, where he first contested as a senator in 2003. And he is going back there to seek for their votes again. This local government has 10 wards and it has touched 6, remaining 4 to go. Imosan Ward is the community that houses the ongoing international airport, and the governor tells them the level of construction.
Because they are doing the wrong way, and they told me professionally, engineering wise, they cannot construct wrong way during the rainy season. And you know they went on holiday. They are back now from Monday. Don't forget that they've shot the 6 kilometer. It's a shame that we can't walk it through today. They've done the 6 kilometer, but they have to wait. So they will begin the compartment now. They will begin to put the stone base, the MC1, then they will do the asphalt proper. So they are starting now, full blast. Indeed, by May, by the grace of God, Mr. President will be coming in, touching down on that same runway that we saw today. We'll be working day and night. This is now the time to work. During the rainy season, much as we would have loved them to work, they told us, no, they cannot. You don't have potholes on runway, that they cannot afford that. So they are now back, and they're going to start their work.
Governor Amusu later moved to Elere Onigbedu, where the residents of the ward, in their large numbers, welcomed him and his team, where the governor promised to represent them well.
Senate láti lọ ṣojú wa dáadáa ni o tọ́nìkan bá parọ́ fún wa lóko kò sẹ́ni tó lè tún ilé wa ṣe fún wa àfàwà ọmọ onílẹ̀ lálẹ́ tún ṣe dáadáa ẹ̀yin náà náà ti rí bá a ṣe ṣe ẹ̀dùn bá ṣe máa kọ́ ní o.
Also at Ashayobo in Iwekoro local government, the reception was welcoming as the people promised to give the governor and the president their votes.
we asked him to go to the Senate. The reason is that, you see, these people who assassinate other people's characters, they have been going to Abuja to feed them with all kinds of lies. That the Bikun Amosun is planning to leave APC, and if he leaves APC, APC will not win Ogun State in the presidential election. And we said, okay. You see, a lot of people are just mischievous. We said, okay, if that be the case, you contest the senatorship election.
Oh, the door is already opened. He doesn't even need to knock. The door is open. He's part of us in Ewekoro. And about 16 years ago, I think 2002 thereabout, he started his political career, particularly from this world, the world. So I think it's more of what you call homecoming. And I do not have any doubt that there's hardly anybody, any electorate in Ewekoro local government that will not vote for Ibekunle Amosun.
He's been doing it and he has performed wonderfully well in Ogun Central. For him to have come to tell us he wants to go back to Senate, just for our information, whether it comes or not, he's going to win that seat. And I believe he's the best for that position.
This campaign is the first in the 6 local governments to visit, and the movement is getting stronger, as the campaign is not only for Senator Ibekunle Amosun, but for President Muhammadu Buhari, in which the governor says the people know others. Bumi Adigun, Ogtv News.
It's now time to talk some business news.